Hello YouTube, how are you doing today? I'm Hills on the Hunt, and on today's video we have the remainder of my October pickups. So let's go. Alright, welcome back to the channel. So yeah, like I said, in today's video it's going to be the rest of my October pickups. This is stuff I haven't shown in other videos, not kind of like bigger hauls or CEX hauls. This is kind of stuff I've picked up bit by bit gradually throughout the month, mostly through eBay. A couple on Vinted, I think, but I think mostly through eBay. But yeah, we'll go through them, um, see if you've seen any of them, and there's anything that catches your eye. You think, oh, I need to grab that as well. So yeah, we'll start. There's a few Blu-rays and a few DVDs, common low budget stuff, and kind of a bit of everything. So the first one is, so I've started watching Twin Peaks. So I finished the first two seasons. And I loved it. It's just the kind of stuff I enjoy, that makes you think, a show or a movie that actually makes you think, that gets your brain involved. That I love that kind of stuff. So Twin Peaks was brilliant because every time you felt like there was an answer, three more questions got asked, and you're kind of like, okay, and then keeping track of all the different characters and everything else, and I made it really enjoyable. But the next thing after the first two seasons was the movie Fire Walk with Me, which is what we have here. So this is the first pickup. This is the German release, I believe. Yeah, I watched this yesterday actually, and I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Again, there was a lot of questions I had after the first two seasons, and I felt like this answered a lot of them in regards to characters, kind of what happened with Leland and stuff like that. So yeah, there was a lot of things that it answered, and for me that was very good. I really enjoyed that, and for 2 hours it kept you involved and kept you going, and yeah, it was very good. So first pickup was Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. Next, it was a box set, but the outer box got damaged, which is fine. Like for box sets, I'm not unless it's like a hard box like these ones here. I'm not that fussed about having the little flimsy ones. I'd rather just have the discs like as they are in the cases. I think they look better on a display and on the shelf as well, but each to their own. But this is the Abbott and Costello box set. So there's four boxes and 8 movies. So you've got Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer, and then Abbott and Costello Meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on this one here. Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man and Go to Mars on this one. Abbott and Costello in the Foreign Legion and Meet the Keystone Cops, this one. And this was the main reason I got it. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein and Meet the Mummy. Now I've never ever seen, I've heard of Abbott and Costello, and I've forever seen them kind of on TV, but I've never actually sat down and watched them. And then I was told by one of my friends that the Frankenstein and the Mummy ones are actually really good. So I was actually looking for just those two, but I found this in a deal on Vinted for about £4, I think, for all of them. So I was like, for 8 movies, it's a silly deal not to pick up. So yeah, I grabbed them. So eventually I'll be checking all of these out, and see how they go. But a bit of comedies from time to time when you're watching gore and horror and stuff like that is a nice kind of mix and a nice change of speed. So yeah, got these here. Next one is one I have seen, but again, it's a deal worth picking up because I paid £3 for both of these DVDs, and one of them is a lot more harder to find than the other. But it's Maniac Cop 1 and Maniac Cop 2. I love these movies. They're super fun. Brilliant. Just killer cop movies, just silly but easy to watch. Like, they're just enjoyable, and having Bruce Campbell in them as well, Tom Atkins, and yeah, there's a lot of decent things in there. The biggest question I think you find yourself asking is, which one do you prefer more? For me, I prefer the second one. It's close, but I find the second one slightly more, like, there's more going on, and I think there's a couple of scenes in that just really stand out. There's a scene in the office where he's just in the police station and he's just causing riot, and it's brilliant. It's really good fun. Really good popcorn horror. Yeah, I haven't seen the third one yet, so but let me know in the comments if it's enjoyable. But Maniac Cop 1 and 2 are super fun movies. If you don't have them and you haven't seen them, definitely check them out. You'll enjoy them. And then ask yourself the question, which one do you enjoy more, 1 or 2? Everyone will have their own choices. But yeah, Maniac Cop 1 and 2. Next one we have. So, this is what happens when you don't pay attention to what you're buying or what you're bidding on. So, there was a Blu-ray version of this movie, and I put a bid in on it, and on eBay, and I didn't hear anything for like a day and a half. So I went on to Vinted actually, and someone had just posted a DVD version of it, and I was like, fine, I'll have a version of the movie in the collection. And then lo and behold, I picked this up. This had been dispatched, and then the seller picked up my offer for this one. So I have both Blu-ray and DVD, but I'll keep them both because I love both the covers. And it's Video Man. If you have not seen Video Man, it is highly recommended checking it out. It's a Swedish movie, set all around a VHS collection of a seller. Also contributing his dramas and trials and tribulations, family life, relationship life, and all while he's trying to sell one part of his collection to a buyer for like money, for big money that will help him with a lot of his debts and things that are going on in his personal life. And it's really good. I mean, you can see from the cover, there's, you can see the kind of almost anguish in the cover itself. And I was told about this movie by a friend, and I watched it. It's on, I think it's still on Amazon Prime. So if you do want to check it out before splurging the money on this, definitely check it out. But Video Man is like really enjoyable, really good fun. Yeah, it's dark in places, it's deep in places, but it keeps you going. And for what you're watching, which I think was about just over 90 minutes, it's really good, and it's powerful, and there's a lot going on. But if like me, you are a giallo fan, you love Italian cinema, this movie poses one question: who is better, Fulci or Argento? And there's a question to think about. But yeah, Video Man, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Like I said, I think it's still on Amazon Prime. If you don't want to pay for it and like just watch it first, check it out. It's really good. Really nice soundtrack to it. Really good movie. Really, like drama style movie. Bit of like silliness in it, but really good movie. So, Video Man. Next we have some Hammer horror. So we've got Flesh and Blood. So this was bought as part of a set. So this is Flesh and Blood, the Hammer Heritage of Horror. So I think it's a documentary in regards to Hammer horror. I haven't sat down and watched this yet, but I do want to. So from the 1950s, when they pumped Technicolor blood into old monsters like Frankenstein and Dracula, to today's chillers like Let the Right One In and The Lady in Black, Hammer horror combined ghastly horror with erotic tension. Your hosts are Count Dracula and Baron Frankenstein, otherwise known as Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. This remastered director's cut features stereo sound, new candid interviews, rare clips, over 2 hours of gothic gore and glamour. That's a mouthful. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. I'm starting to get more into Hammer horror and really enjoying it. And as part of the same set from the same seller, was picked up Countess Dracula and Hands of the Ripper. So Countess Dracula I have seen with can't remember her name, Ingrid Pitt. That's it. Ingrid Pitt is in that one, and I haven't seen Hands of the Ripper, but it looks cool. It looks good fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this one out. If you've seen this one, let me know. Curious to see what people think. But yeah, starting to get more into Hammer horror and really enjoying kind of the different vast range of movies that you have in there. I've got a lot more kind of behind me as well I need to watch, so Hammer horror wise. So yeah, I may settle in kind of after the Halloween season and before Christmas movies start, and somewhere in that November period, just sit down and watch a bit of Hammer horror and work my way through it really. But yeah, so Flesh and Blood, Countess Dracula, and Hands of the Ripper. So that's 3 more. The remaining are all Blu-rays. So this one came in yesterday. It's one I do own on DVD, but I'm trying to kind of upsize the collection just to Blu-ray. Just try and tidy it out a little bit more. I say that after showing all those DVDs, but trying to keep bits and bobs and just where I can upgrade, I will do. But it's a movie I really enjoyed, and it's Blood Feast. The first ever splatter movie. And this is fun. This is brilliant. This is from the 60s. Herschel Gordon Lewis, Blood Feast, brilliant, about a cannibalistic caterer. It's the best way I can describe him. But it's so cool. It's so much fun. It's so silly, and it's just really good. It's really good. It's all about a family trying to throw a party for a wedding, and they hire an Egyptian caterer who turns out to be cannibalistic. He's under some Egyptian god's curse spell, and just goes around tormenting women, cutting limbs, and yeah, all the good stuff you need in a grisly horror. But it's super funny. There's super silly moments in it. A lot of sarcastic like comments and stuff in there. Just brilliant fun. It's really good. I'd highly recommend it. It's got a different cover on it as well on the back. Show it. Yeah, that's the other cover. So that's the front cover. That's the reversible cover. Highly recommend it. If you haven't seen Blood Feast, definitely check it out. It's good fun. Yeah, so it's from the 60s. It is in colour. There is a part 2 which came out like nearly 30 years to 40 years later, which is also again good fun. Similar very concept, but this is good. Herschel Gordon Lewis's Blood Feast. Okay, so a Vinegar Syndrome pickup, but I think this again was from eBay. I think I got a good price for this. It's hard to kind of get Vinegar Syndrome titles here in the UK without having to pay $1 for them. So you kind of just wait for the VS sales to stock up really. This is Playroom. It's a slip. Yes, I'm one of those. If I'm buying a Blu-ray, I have to have a slip if it's available. I've never seen this one, but I have a thing for like archaeology and dig movies and like Egyptian culture. We're talking about the last movie, but I don't know why. I just think it's so interesting when it comes to stuff like that. So this one, yeah, I mean, I read the preempt on when I was waiting for the auction to finish. But when he was a young boy, Chris's young entire family was slaughtered during one of his father's archaeology digs at a remote monastery nestled deep in the mountains of Yugoslavia. His father's assistant was arrested for the murders and consigned to a psychiatric hospital. Still plagued by nightmares about the incident, as a man, Chris resolves to tackle his demons headfirst by returning to the monastery, where he hopes to complete his father's quest of unearthing the tomb of Elok, a torture-obsessed child prince who, legend has it, made a pact with an ancient Slavic demon for eternal life. But no sooner has the excavation gotten away than Chris starts behaving erratically, becoming obsessed with locating the tomb and teetering even closer to the brink of bloody madness. Just sounds like a fun ride. Sounds like a deep, dark fun ride. I mean, that image on the back just screams creepiness. Like it does to me. Like whenever you have a movie, a horror movie, and it has just an image like this on the back, you're just like, yeah, that's not going to end well for somebody. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. It's on my pile of things that I need to watch. I think I've got 2 more days of picking up bits, and then it's just a shutdown for a while, and then it's just watching. So I think that's how we're going to go for a little while. But yeah, Playroom. Well, let's see how this one goes. And the last bunch was all picked up from one seller on eBay. Again, this is slightly more obscure titles. Apart from one, I think people may have heard of, which is Evil Dead Trap. I've heard really good things about this movie. Yeah. A TV station employee takes a camera crew out to an abandoned factory to investigate a perpetrated snuff film that was made there, only to end up running for her life. Yeah. Again, abandoned buildings and things like that. Just fun movies. It's just silly. Like, I love ghost hunts and things like that, and stuff like this just entices me. And that cover just looks so cool. It's the back of it. So yeah, I've heard really good things about this one, and I'm definitely interested to check this one out and see kind of how it goes. Especially Asian movies as well. I believe it's Japanese, but it's Japanese. So when you fit in Japanese, when you fit in crazy abandoned buildings, when you fit in stuff like that, you know you're going to have a good time with it. The people in the movie probably won't have a good time, but you're going to have a good time with it. And I think that's the most important thing when you're watching movies, just to enjoy it and feel engrossed in it. But yeah, Evil Dead Trap. Definitely looking forward to this. Got one here called In the Woods, which again is a blind pickup. It's a really nice creepy slipcover to it. This is low budget, very low budget. Again, on a hunting trip in the woods, Alex and Wayne stumble upon a mysterious burial site. They dig it up and find the skull of a strange horned creature. The woods take on a whole new terror for Alex and Wayne as they find their way out and attempt to resume their normal lives as firefighters, but the clock ticks as they fight to stay alive from the creature that is hunting them. Cool. Low budget creature feature. Yeah, can't go wrong with that. It's got a small cult following. I love cult movies. You kind of know it's just going to be weird and wonderful. But yeah, I love these kind of low budget movies that you don't know what to expect. You don't know what you're going into. You don't know how bad things are going to be, but you still want to have a good time with it. I don't know. Again, stuff like this, it's intriguing. But let's see what happens with it. So we've got In the Woods. And then the final two from the same seller are Released by Satan's Core, which again is an independent company. And we've got The Pact and Savage Harvest. The Pact I've seen and I've reviewed in another video, but I won't talk too much about it. So I'll just show the cover there. I'll park that to the side. But Savage Harvest, again, low budget fun, and you can tell kind of there from the images, it looks quite low budget. So again, yeah, determined to atone for suffering brought upon his people during a trail of tears, a Cherokee elder engaged in dark magic to summon an ancient demon entity known as Retlakub. When the tribe awoke to find their bountiful harvest turned into a rose of useless stone, they buried the elder in the fields, each which bore the mark of a bestial demon. After a flood causes the stones to resurface, 6 teenagers camping on the burial site unsuspectingly unleash the demonic forces. Sounds fun. Sounds like fun, and you've got a really cool image on the back there. Again, why I love slipcovers, because they're so fun and they're so cool. Yeah, granted, companies now charge you a little bit more for slipcovers, but I think, again, waiting for sales and stuff like that to kind of balance out what you're paying, I think helps out. But yeah, there's a lot in there that I'm looking forward to checking out. I haven't seen a lot of those, but the ones I have seen, I have enjoyed, and yeah, that is the remainder of the October pickup. So let me know what you thought. Is there any in there that caught your eye? Are you into low budget stuff? Are you into kind of more obscure titles? Do you prefer the older stuff, 50s, 60s, that sort of vibe? Let me know, because I've started to get into a lot more of the older titles. That's probably because I'm getting older and starting to embrace them a little bit more. But yeah, we'll see kind of what happens. Might see me cut down on what I'm picking up, because I just want to be trying a little bit more smarter with where I'm going. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the next one. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Look after yourselves. Be happy. Be smile. Take care. Bye.